Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
There are marketing mistakes, and then there are marketing disasters that create a perfect storm of controversy. What happens when you take one of Hollywood's biggest I-Date girls, Sydney Sweeney, and a wholesome, all-American brand like American Eagle, and they launch a campaign so tone-deaf it immediately gets accused of everything from being a cheap copycat to promoting dangerous, hateful ideologies? You get a firestorm that has everyone asking the same question: how on earth did this get approved? The story of Sydney Sweeney's Great Genes ad is a masterclass in modern controversy, and it's even wilder and more calculated than you might think. The chaos began the second the new American Eagle campaign went live. The ad itself is a strange creation. Bathed in an almost dreamlike soft light, Sydney Sweeney is shown in a series of sensual, lingering poses. She speaks in a low, seductive, almost whispering voice, more suited for a luxury perfume ad than a commercial for denim. She talks about how genes, G-E-N-E-S, are passed down and determine our physical traits, before the camera does a slow zoom onto her face. With a knowing look, she delivers the now infamous line, "My genes are blue." The internet's reaction was instant and brutal. Before any of the deeper analysis began, viewers were united in their confusion, flooding social media with comments calling the ad painfully cringy, uncomfortable, and desperately trying to be sexy for no reason. One user wrote, "Why is she trying to seduce me into buying a pair of jeans? I'm so confused." The vibe was off, the message was muddled, and the ad was immediately branded a bizarre failure. But the awkwardness was just the tip of the iceberg. For many viewers with a sense of fashion history, the ad didn't just feel strange. It felt like a ghost from advertising's most controversial past. People immediately drew parallels to the legendary 1980 Calvin Klein campaign starring Brooke Shields. Back then, a 15-year-old Brooke, shot by the iconic photographer Richard Avedon, looked into the camera and delivered a line that would ignite a global firestorm. "You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing." In the cultural climate of 1980, the ad was seen as outrageously provocative. It was banned by major TV networks, and Brooke Shields was grilled in the press over the line's supposed sexual innuendo. Brooke herself has since said she was naive and never saw the double meaning, but the controversy backfired on the critics. The campaign was a phenomenal success, catapulting Calvin Klein into a global powerhouse. Over 40 years later, critics are now accusing American Eagle of shamelessly and lazily plagiarizing that exact controversial moment, but without any of the original's groundbreaking impact. It felt like they wanted the controversy, but had none of the creativity. While a bad ad is one thing, many are pointing out that for Sydney Sweeney, this kind of bizarre branding is becoming a familiar headline. This scandal landed shortly after her viral collaboration with the men's soap company, Dr. Squatch. Together, they released a limited edition bar soap called Sydney's Bathwater Bliss, which was explicitly marketed as being made with her actual bathwater. The campaign was designed to go viral, and it worked, but the reaction was deeply divided. While some of her fans saw it as a playful, campy joke, a huge wave of critics found it disturbing. They argued it was a prime example of pandering to the male gaze and literally selling a woman's body as a product. The soap sold out almost instantly, making it a financial success, but it left a strange taste in people's mouths and stained her brand with a reputation for leaning into weird, objectifying stunts. This history made the American Eagle feel less like a one-off mistake and more like the next logical step in a very confusing brand strategy. But the controversy was about to escalate far beyond awkwardness and unoriginality, taking a much darker and more serious turn. The online conversation shifted from the ad's weird tone to its potential hidden meaning. Observers began to dissect the script's focus on genetics, and what they found was deeply troubling. The line, "Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color and even eye color," when paired with a lingering close-up of the blonde, blue-eyed actress saying, "My genes are blue," was flagged by countless critics as a political dog whistle. Accusations began to fly that the ad was using coded language to promote eugenics and white purity ideologies. The blonde hair, blue eyes trope has a long and dark history of being used by white supremacist movements to promote an Aryan ideal. Suddenly, the clumsy genes versus genes wordplay wasn't just seen as a bad pun, but as a cynical and sinister way to inject a dangerous ideology into a mainstream ad campaign, hiding it in plain sight. This immediately sparked a firestorm of disbelief, with one burning question echoing across the internet. Who on earth approved this? To understand how a disaster like this is born, you have to look at the corporate ladder. As marketing insiders quickly explained, a campaign for a brand as huge as American Eagle goes through dozens of approvals. It likely started in an ad agency pitch meeting, where creatives tried to come up with a viral concept for the crucial back-to-school season. From there, it had to get the green light from American Eagle's internal marketing team, then go all the way up to the chief marketing officer and other C-suite executives. After the entire brand signed off, the concept was sent to Sydney Sweeney's powerful team, her agents, managers, and publicists, whose job is to protect her image. Finally, the copywriters, directors, stylists, and the entire on-set production crew were brought in. This means that dozens of highly paid professionals saw the good jeans concept, heard the script, and either saw no issue with the glaring red flags, or even worse, saw the potential for controversy as a good thing. The situation exploded with such force that it broke containment from online forums and started attracting the attention of other major celebrities, solidifying its status as a full-blown pop culture catastrophe. Chart-topping artist Doja Cat, who is known for her sharp online humor and massive influence, posted a video to her millions of followers openly mocking the ad.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
She perfectly mimicked Sydney's breathy delivery and bizarre lines, and her parody video instantly went viral, garnering millions of views and likes. The moment an A-lister like Doja Cat began making fun of the campaign, the narrative was set in stone. This wasn't just niche online discourse anymore. It was an industry-wide joke, a recognized failure being ridiculed at the highest levels of entertainment. In the aftermath, the ad was quietly scrubbed from many of American Eagle's official pages, but the brand itself remained deafeningly silent. No apology was issued, no explanation was given. This left the public to assume the worst, that they knew what they were doing and were just hoping the outrage would eventually blow over. So we are left with an ad that has been branded a bizarre copy of a controversial classic, served as the latest in a series of questionable brand deals for its star, and now sits at the center of serious accusations of promoting a deeply harmful ideology. It was a campaign that had to pass through endless checkpoints, yet still crashed and burned in the public eye. This leads us to the ultimate unsettling question in the desperate, relentless race for viral attention. Have brands and celebrities lost their moral compass? And in a world of multi-million-dollar endorsement deals, how much responsibility does a star have for the message they are being paid to deliver?
And I would never actually do this, like ever. But I think it's really important for people to see how words actually affect people. And I know everyone says, like, you can't read things and you shouldn't read things, but like, I'm a fucking person. I'm just sitting here with my dog Tank watching HGTV, wearing my Stuggy, like, I don't know. People need to be nicer on social media, because it's really fucked up.